Welcome to the Kung Fu Mama Show! And we are so excited because we have a very important guest today. She is a sleep specialist. Her name is Grace Yuan.
Hi guys, my name is Grace.
And she is from Hanran. That's her company, her sleep consulting company. And she was inspired because she has a almost 3 years old son and was inspired through the difficulty she had with sleep to become a sleep specialist. So can you tell us a little bit more about how you became a sleep specialist?
Of course. My son Hudson, when he was 6 months old, he was the worst sleeper ever. He would probably wake up 8 times a night crying for his pacifier. And I
my gosh.
And I would spend a lot of time, trying to find his pacifier in the dark. And eventually the pacifier doesn't satisfy him anymore. He needs more. But all the rocking and bouncing and patting just doesn't seem to do the trick. Mm-hmm. So eventually I knew I was doing something wrong. And I started to look for help, expert help. And I found sleep training, and it totally changed my life. It totally transformed Hudson's sleep. And now he sleeps like a champ, and he naps really well during the day too.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. We're so excited to be here today because I'm going to have a baby soon.
Show us your belly.
Ta-da!
It's pretty big now. How many months are you?
Right now I am 5.5 months. Yeah, so it's exciting. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a wild ride. But because we did so poorly with Kali in the sleep department, now she's already like toddler and having sleep deprivation, we'd like to figure out what is the best way to get her into the right sleep routine right when she's a newborn, right when she's out of the womb.
Right, of course. But you can absolutely start now. Because right now your body secretes cortisol, which is an awake hormone, and melatonin, which is your sleepy hormone. So those hormones goes into your baby as well.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Your baby already knows that there is a difference between day and night because your body secretes different kinds of hormones, and she gets all that as well. So the more regular you sleep right now, the more regular your baby are getting those hormones right now. So,
oh my gosh, that's like genius. Okay, no, we're not going to go run out to 101 in the middle of the night anymore to see the fireworks. Oh my gosh, okay, amazing.
Right, okay, so I could give you some tips on newborns.
Okay, please.
The biggest one that I didn't know myself when I had Hudson is you need to pay attention to your baby's awake time. So I have different moms telling me, oh, my newborn has been up for 6 hours and he is not sleepy. And I go, 6 hours? That's more appropriate for a 3-year-old or a 2.5-year-old. And a baby's already, like a newborn is already doing that, right? And of course that baby is cranky and fussy and crying and having a hard time to fall asleep because he's been awake for too long. So when you have a newborn, on that first week or two, your baby can be awake for roughly 30 to 45 minutes tops, right? So close your eyes and think about what you're going to do during that 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, he's going to wake up, so you're probably going to breastfeed him, right? That's going to be probably, 10, 15 minutes each side. That's 30 minutes already. And then you still need to burp him, change his diaper, and then put your baby down for a nap, right? So when for your newborn, when he's up, he's only going to take a feed, get a diaper change, and then he's going to take a nap right after.
Oh, wow.
So there's barely any playtime for your newborn, especially during that first few weeks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so literally only 45 minutes increments. So 45 minutes and goes back to sleep for
however long he can.
And then 45 minutes and goes back to sleep. That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so his awake time should be very short and he should be very sleepy, actually. And, for older children, like, you have a toddler. When she's tired, she yawns, right? She will probably rubs her eyes. Your newborn probably will not be able to rub his eyes or her eyes because, hand-eye coordination isn't that good yet, right? So, so you need to pay close attention to your clock because your baby is not going to display much tired signs. Yeah. Wow. And when your baby gets older, around the 3-month mark, she can stay up for 90 minutes at a time. That's when you have more time for play.
Okay. So 0 to 3 months is 45 minutes. Is that right? And then 3 months and onwards, it's 90 minutes?
Well, actually, the awake time. So think about this. When your baby is a newborn, like first week or second week, her awake time is probably 30 minutes long, 45 minutes long. As she grows, that awake time will stretch. Okay, so when she hits 3 months, it's going to be 90 minutes.
Okay,
when
so
she hits 6 weeks, 6 month old, it's probably 2 to 2.5 hours, right? So eventually, when she turns into say she's 18 months, right? She's a year and a half old. That awake time is probably 5 hours long.
Okay.
And when she's 4 years old, then she's no longer taking the nap. Then she'll be up for 12 hours, 13 hours at a time. So awake time will stretch slowly. So pay attention to your clock and to your baby's sleepy cues. Right. So, so that's tip number 1 is to watch the clock. We want to avoid overtiredness at all costs. Right. When your baby's overtired, she won't have the ability to stay on your breast and finish a full feeding because she's so tired. She'll either fall asleep right away, not drinking much milk, or she's going to be super cranky, right, arching her back, kicking, and just doesn't have the patience to stay on your breast for the full, or 20 minute or 15-minute feed. Right. So always avoid overtiredness, even with older babies and older toddlers too. When your toddler is overtired, she is not going to be able to focus and learn anything new. Right. And moreover, she won't be able to control her emotions very well. She's gonna get very cranky, and very upset very easily, and you just have a very difficult child to take care of. So avoid overtiredness at all costs.
Okay.
Right, and tip number 2 was to swaddle your newborn. Yes. And there's tons of different swaddling products on the market. So research, right? There's the traditional one where the arms goes down, and there's the new one where the arms goes up, right? So pick whichever one you like for your baby. It's going to help with the Moreau reflex, where the baby moves and shakes in her sleep and wakes herself up.
Okay, I see.
And tip number 3, which is a big one for most parents, is day-night confusion. So with lots of babies, when they're born, the first few days, they'll have a little bit of residue melatonin from you. But after those days, then the baby's on her own. But however, her melatonin system isn't very mature yet. So her days and nights are going to be a little messed up. So some babies like to party all night and then sleep all day, leaving the parents very, very exhausted. And to help with that, you want to make sure she naps in a well-lit room like this room. So help her, expose her to lots of sunlight. So eventually her body will know the sun is up and it's time for naps, not deep, long sleep. Right. And when the sun goes down, make sure for her night sleep, make sure her bedroom is super, super dark. So she's not getting any artificial lighting and no natural lighting as well. So she can sleep better at night. Right.
Great.
And for babies with day-night confusion, they'll want to take super long naps during the day. So you'll want to cap her. If you're breastfeeding, then you should be feeding at a 2-hour or 3-hour interval, right? So if she's been napping for 3 hours, that means she hasn't had milk for 3 hours, and you better wake her up for a feed. And also, you don't want her sleeping super long during the daytime, because she won't be able to sleep a lot at night.
So how long until you have the baby sleeping, longer periods at night?
Right. So if you look at their melatonin development, and their sleep cycle development. Your baby will start to sleep longer stretches at night when she hits 3 to 4 month old. That's when her melatonin matures, right? But she still probably cannot sleep through the night. But that first stretch of sleep will be longer, like maybe 5 to 6 hours.
Okay.
Right. And when she gets to 6 month old, most babies are capable of sleeping through the night.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not like sleeping through the night shouldn't be your priority. Satisfying your baby's sleep needs should be the priority.
Right.
So the most important thing is make sure your baby is getting enough sleep hours. It doesn't really matter if she's sleeping through the night or not by 6 month old. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for newborns, even if they wake up throughout the night.
Yeah, newborns will wake up multiple times a night for that feed, especially very, very young newborns. They'll probably be up every 2 hours for a feed. Yeah.
Is there a time when you have to stop giving the night feed?
Experts in the States, all medical doctors and experts like to recommend 6 months. That's probably when you start giving solid food, baby food, and pretty established baby food. And by then you should start to wean down your night feed. And by then, experts find that babies do not need a feed to sleep through the night.
Okay. That's helpful. So we'll be definitely going through that routine when we have the baby. And I actually should sleep on time now. That one I really didn't know.
Yeah. All right, and then the fourth tip is to establish an eat, play, sleep routine.
Okay.
This is because we want to maximize each feed, right? So right when the baby's up, your newborn is up, you want to offer that feed right away when your baby's full of energy, very well rested. If you wait till the end of her wake time, say you wait for 30 minutes or 40 minutes and then you give her that feed, most likely your newborn is going to be a little sleepy and tired by then, right? So she's either going to fall asleep on your breast or she's going to be very cranky and she won't take that milk. She won't drink that much milk anyway. So we want to offer that feed right away when your baby's up. So she has all that energy for breastfeeding.
Okay, so definitely you shouldn't be doing the breastfeeding to put her to sleep.
Right, so that's also why we want to do eat, play, then sleep. Yeah, we want to put a little bit of gap between breastfeeding and sleep.
Okay. And in order to put the baby to sleep, you would still have to.
Yeah, for newborns, do
you
whatever it takes.
Them or sing to them or...
There's something called the fourth trimester. Scientists believe that because we walk upright with our feet instead of on all fours, so our pelvis shrink in size over time. So our babies cannot be too big because it won't be our baby won't be able to come out. So doctors believe that all of human babies are born premature. So think about baby horse. When they're born, they can pretty much walk right away, and in a couple of hours they can run really fast. How about humans? In comparison, human babies are very fragile when they're born. So that's why scientists and doctors think that all of human babies are born prematurely, and hence there is something called the fourth trimester. That's from 0 month to 3 months old, and this is when you should really baby and pamper your baby. Just respond to all her needs. If she needs to be rocked to sleep, it's all right. If she needs some patting to sleep, it's fine. We can work on her habits later on.
Okay, I see.
So be very, very gentle with your newborn. Yeah. All right. So tip number 5 is white noise. So we can buy white noise machines on Amazon, or there are so many different apps with white noise in your phone, right? So just if you're using white noise, make sure it can play all night long for 12, 13 hours. Make sure it's on all night. So some babies, if you turn off that white noise machine in the middle of the night, the baby might wake up. So if you choose to use a white noise machine, have it on the entire night. Its main function is to block out outside noises like traffic or birds chirping early in the morning, neighbors' dog barking, or you cooking or cleaning in the kitchen, right? Is to block out that outside noise.
Do you have any preference or any recommendations in terms of having the newborn sleep in the same room as the parents, or sleeping co-sleeping?
So according to AAP, the American Academy of Pediatricians, they, for safety reasons, you should sleep with your baby until she's 6 months old. And then you can also do up to 1 year old. Then you can move your baby to a different room. And when it comes to where the baby is going to sleep, the doctors recommend cribs or bassinets or a pack and play like that one. So a separate sleeping surface. Right? Doctors do not recommend having your baby sleep on the same bed as you because there's tons of risks, like you rolling over on your baby, or the baby probably rolling over and then falling between the bed and the wall, or getting stuck under the blanket. The pillow is also very soft and is a suffocation risk. So always have your she's up. So always have your baby sleeping on a different surface than you.
Okay. Great, especially for SIDS.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so tip number 6 is have a bedtime routine. So for your newborn, it's probably going to look like a bath.
Right.
A bath, a bottle, and then in the bed she goes. When she's older and can sit, then you can start doing stories, bedtime stories. Yeah. Okay, so again, the routine helps the baby's brain and body relax and unwind, and it signals the brain that it's sleepy time. It's time for a long stretch of sleep, so get ready for that. So it signals the body and the brain.
For the newborn, the milk routine would be different, though, than, say, the toddler.
Yeah, there's no milk in a toddler's bedtime routine.
Right. So then you still feed the toddler before...
Just much earlier. Not so close to bedtime.
I mean, the newborn.
The newborn, you could. It depends on how old your baby is, and it really depends on different families. But yeah, you must have a feed in your bedtime routine. So put your baby to sleep on a full tummy.
Okay. Definitely. Okay, awesome. So that was really informative for newborn sleep. We're definitely going to use those tips when the baby comes out, and I'm going to go to sleep early.
Did you have any newborn sleep problems with your first?
With Kali, I think between 6 months, I think we just didn't really have a routine. I think we didn't have a routine because we started working pretty soon after the baby was born, and then we would be like on the set. I was still breastfeeding. She would have to come on the set with us, and we would have night shoots, so it would be basically no routine every day because we didn't have a routine, and we didn't have a nanny. So I think the biggest struggle was even to develop any type of routine when we don't even have the ability to put that routine into place.
It must be so difficult for you guys.
Yeah.
So let me talk about routine for a little bit. When your baby hits 3 to 4 months old, she's going to start to understand cause and effect. So she's going to know, if I smile at mommy is also going to smile, right? Or if I cry really loudly, mommy's going to come and pick me up, right? So cause and effect. So, which means your baby likes to predict the outcome, right? And if whatever she predicts does happen, she's going to feel very safe. And that's why routines are so important, right? So when you're giving her a bath, she knows the next step is bath or, book. Milk or book or whichever, right? So, and then and when that does happen, she's going to feel very safe. Yeah. So hence, do a routine. It's very important for kids.
Yes. We should have listened to that. We'll try for the next baby. I think, it's really, totally on us in terms of being able to put that into our schedule. Yeah, and I think also another problem was I breastfed until 1.5.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. But I also still gave her night feeds well after 6 months. And so I think that really affected her sleep as well. Because she still wanted to breastfeed in the middle of the night, or she still wake up hungry in the middle of the night.
Okay.
So it took us a while to get her off of the night feeds. I can't remember when, but I'd say probably around 1 or something until she was off.
That's okay.
Off the night feeds.
That's okay.
And also it was just seemed convenient because we also did close sleeping as well. So she did sleep with us for some point, and we actually were very unroutine in that we tried several different methods, but it was more like we had trouble to keep on those methods. And then we also traveled from Taiwan to Manila to several different places. So each time we moved, her sleep would be off again. So in that respect, I don't know, is there any way around that if we are
with
traveling?
Stick to your routine as much as possible, even when you're traveling. Yeah, so because when you travel, there's a lot of stimulation, and there's a lot of everything's new, right? So that's very exciting to the kids, but also very tiring. When you travel, your schedule is probably very packed and intense, right? So even more, you need that bedtime routine, or whichever routine throughout the day. Like some people have a morning routine and a nap routine and a bedtime routine, and some people have a song they sing before they eat, or like a song they sing before they take a bath, right? So the more routine you give your child, the more she can predict what the next step is, and the more calm and secure your baby is going to feel. So even when you're traveling, keep up your routine as much as possible. You can make it very short, but still have a routine. Yeah.
And the same, like really at the same time every day.
You try as much as you can. It depends on the baby. I would say for a very young baby, plus minus 15 to 20 minutes is okay. For a toddler, plus minus half an hour is fine.
That's great. That's amazing to know. So that's really great tips for newborns. And it's time for a cuddly break. Well, thanks so much for coming today. And we look forward to seeing you again.
I'm looking forward to meet the new baby.
Yeah! Can't wait.